Welcome everybody to the Compton Edition Podcast, hosted by James Taboo Jones, Jamel McMizzle Jones, where we give you our perspective on cultural and current events in our community. Born and bred here, we showcase the great works as well as shine light on some of the things that's done in the dark. We touch on race, religion, politics, relationships, economics, black business showcase, police brutality. I mean, you name it, we touch it. Everything that affects us in our community. So tune in, sit back, relax, and enjoy these next moments with us. Compton Edition Podcast. Let's go. Whenever you want. We live.
All right, let's go, man. Y'all know I got justice on the beach. You hear me? Hey. All right, we ain't gonna give y'all too much. We're not gonna give y'all too much. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna need y'all to go subscribe. We're gonna need y'all to do all the necessary things to tap into my boy. We got him in the studio today. All right, Justice. You know what I'm saying? Justice. We're going to start the question off like this. Welcome to the Compton Edition. You know what I mean?
Welcome to the Compton Edition Podcast.
Thank you.
My co-host, Taboo Jones and McMizzle Jones. We are a duo, media development. So my first question to you, Justice, is where is Justice from? You know what I mean? Can you break it down? You know what I mean? Because I thought you was from L.A. But can you break it down for the people and let them know?
All right, so originally I was born in Camden, New Jersey. From there, I went straight to Philadelphia.
Okay.
Then my mom, she wanted a new living, so we went to South Carolina for a little bit.
Yeah.
Then after that, we went to Detroit, and I came all back when I was about 6 years old.
Right.
Then my mom and my dad ended up getting married, so they got married. Then we moved back to Jersey. So, and then most of my family, they're from Philly, so we go back and forth. It's only 10 minutes, like about 10-minute drive.
Yeah. Philly and...
yeah, it's about a 10-minute drive.
To Jersey.
Yeah, so when people hear me talk about Philly and Jersey, that's because I was going back and forth across the bridge most of the time.
Right. All right.
So could you say that being from the East Coast has pushed you to have that drive that you have right now?
Yeah, I mean, coming from the East Coast, I mean, there's two different vibes, But I mean, LA has shown me a lot of love, so that's great. And you got some people back in my hometown, they've been showing me love as well. So I try to blend both of the cultures. Almost everywhere I've been, I try to blend all that together and just be me.
Right. So this is not really cold weather to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not really. I actually enjoy this weather out here.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially since you say you've been to, you lived in Detroit, which is
you know what I'm saying? Those are cold
winter.
Correct.
Philly, cold winter. Jersey, cold winter. LA, yeah, we cool out here. Right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool out here.
And so could you say that, coming to LA by way of music has changed your life per se?
Yeah, doing music out here in LA. I mean, growing up, people from where I'm from, they don't really go that far. Not as far as like in life. I'm talking about like we don't really travel too far.
Go to the corner store, you know what I'm saying? Go to the end of the city and go to the next city. That's about it. Yeah,
because I can't really speak on everyone, but I can speak for myself. The furthest I probably went was like Atlanta City.
Right.
When I was a kid.
Right.
I mean, most of the people that I knew, I'm not gonna say everybody from my coast don't go nowhere. Like as far as like traveling wise.
Right.
But myself, I haven't really went, too many places. Besides, I went to New York once.
Right. And I ain't never been to New York, but
yeah, I still have yet to get to New York.
Yeah,
I've been all over the United States.
I've been everywhere,
but I haven't been to New York.
It's crazy because like where you from, you notice that you don't really see nowhere else. Like when I came to Cali, like I done went to like almost everywhere, but people that's from Cali don't really.
Yeah. You don't venture out your zone.
Yeah, you might have went to Yosemite Park, or you might have seen some of the landmarks.
Go to Hollywood. Some cats from South Central and Compton never go to Hollywood.
We was just saying that. He was saying that how he take advantage of he out here from out of a whole nother state, and then to be doing this music scene. He's saying that a lot of Californians is pretty much lazy.
They're not taking advantage of the
10-minute access to Hollywood, tapping in certain things, shooting videos. You don't even got a permit, but you went and shot, right? That's called that resilience, and it's pushing you. For my next question is, can you tell us about the Forever Justice production? Is that you? Or
yeah, that's me. That's all me.
Okay, see, so he a one-man band.
Yeah.
So what does that all entail?
Yeah, what does
All
that?
right. So Forever Justice production. So that's how I started. I started out by just shooting pictures.
Okay.
You know, and that before I even started doing pictures, my mom was like, you know what, you like, I just got out the Marine Corps. I got out the Marine Corps March of that year, 2019.
Okay.
And my mom was like, yo, you know, if you like doing this stuff, you may as well, you know, start a business. I was like, you know what, Mom, you're right. So I was like, okay.
Yeah. Shouts out to the Marines.
But at the same time, yeah, shout out to the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Let you guys.
Simplify. Get it in.
So does that consist of your merch?
Yeah, they consist of my merch. I started out and I told myself I wanted to be a producer. That's originally, I want to be a producer. I asked this kid, I said, hey man, you mind shooting pictures for me? Well, this kid was like, nah man, I can't come out there. I was gonna pay him to do everything. I was gonna pay him to come there, take pictures for me, everything.
Right.
Pay him for food. He wasn't consistent. He wasn't pretty much loyal to look out for me. So I grabbed my first camera.
Do you think that that's a problem when it comes to your work ethic and, you know, maybe networking with different people on different projects and some individuals dropping the ball or not meeting the time deadline? You know, things happen. But if somebody hits you in your DM and say, yo, Justice, I want to shoot this video for you, and when it's time to shoot and you got the money and all that stuff and then they don't want to shoot, that's like a slap in the face.
Yeah, it's like a slap in the face but sometimes I gotta remind myself not everyone is hungry as I am. So I always gotta remind myself. But that's why, you know, I created a team. I only got one, you know, videographer.
Right.
And that's Don Cook.
Okay.
So I only keep one. And I do the edits and after that. Like I do all my own
You
edits.
edit?
Yeah.
Oh, so you editing too? So,
Yep.
God damn, is you?
Yeah, we're gonna need to pull. We're gonna need to talk about that after the interview. We're gonna have to conserve.
We're gonna have to pull you in because we're doing some good things with our media company.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm about to be starting to try to work on a movie. So, you know, I wouldn't mind bringing Honcho in, you know what I mean, as a character.
Yeah, Honcho, I see myself like I'm like I call myself like the mobile Walmart. I got everything you need, pretty much.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Right.
What machines are you using as far as, you know, not to give everybody the secrets of, you know, on how you creating your merch, but just a little investment?
Yeah, I got a little investment. I put up my money. I saved my money when I got out the Marine Corps.
Right.
And I just went on from there. Nothing's credit. I pay everything cash.
Mm-hmm.
I just kept building. My dad was a cash guy, you know.
Yeah. Old school.
Right. So
70s.
that's where you might have 10,000 under your mattress.
I can't tell nobody, but
Say it's under the doghouse, not the mattress.
So where do you see Forever Justice production in 5 years?
in 5 years, I see myself pretty much, hopefully, you know, all across the country at least, you know,
Right.
reaching out to people, you know, because it's not only, you know, just a production. I see myself as being a mentor to some people that I can't be to. You know, a lot of people fail to think about those things. You know, you got to look out for people. A lot of people don't, because no one, you know, I ain't going to say no one looked out for me, but a lot of people didn't.
Right.
It's a lot of no's I got before
Right.
I got to where I'm at right now. It's a lot of people said no.
Right.
And I try not to be that person to say no, you
Right.
know, all the time to people.
Right,
You know,
right.
I try to, you know, give
Open
people
it-
opportunities, you
Right,
know.
as much as possible.
Yeah, you don't realize how far, like, and how much you can do for somebody by giving them just a little bit of opportunity. That person will end up being bigger than you.
Right.
You don't
Right.
even know.
And
Right.
they come back though.
Yeah, don't you feel good about yourself to be like,
Man,
You
he
know
got.
what?
Not only did he do what I did, but he did even more.
Right,
Yep.
right. So
That's
do you
pride in
do
that.
you feel that way that because you're from the East Coast, you're from Jersey, Philly, and some of the same cats that grew up with you in the 3rd grade or the 2nd grade, you know what I mean, and they not doing what you doing, do you sense a little envy?
yeah, it's just a little envy. I feel it, but at the same time, you just don't care. You know, I loved you guys when I was there, and I still give love. You know, no matter how much the people may like not like me,
Right.
envy me out of nowhere, but I always been the guy that showed love. I always been the guy that showed love. That's always, you know, always been that way.
Listen, I'm a firm believer in Opportunity. Like you said, opportunity. I'm not one for handouts. I don't believe because we went to elementary school together that if I work hard and earn something, I'm supposed to just hand it over to you. You know, if I have an opportunity and we can partner, right? If you got some skill sets that you can bring to the table, then we're going to utilize that and we're going to make sure you compensated accordingly. But I'm not a big fan on looking out for the homies. And it comes a time when you become a grown man and you have responsibilities and in running your business, there's no place for, unfortunately, looking out for the homie unless the homie got some skill sets that can advance your business plan or your concepts. It's not to be mean or nothing, but the reality is I cannot carry grown men.
Right.
I have kids, so I have to take care of the kids. So if you could bring something to the table, then we can partner. We can work together, and we can get it in to the end. But I'm not a big fan of just because we went to, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, I'm obligated to do anything for another grown man.
Yeah, that's corny.
Well, what a lot of people don't understand is that I reached out to them. Mm-hmm. Most of them I reached out to already.
So you've already made that step.
Right? I reached out most of the time. Most people I did reach out to, you know, but like I told you, a lot of no's, you know. But.
Yeah, in the beginning, and this is something my father told me. He said, son, do what you got to do to make your dream come true. Mm-hmm. Don't get mad because the next man don't invest the time, energy, and effort into your dream that you do, because at the end of the day, it's not his dream. That's your dream. Mm-hmm. So it's up to you to make sure your dream come to true. You know what I'm saying? That you make that dream happen. So don't ever be mad at another man for not supporting your dream. Now, if he do, he do. If he don't, guess what? It's up to me to make it. It's my responsibility to make sure my dream come to fruition.
Well, normally where you from, people not gonna really support you like that. It just seems like that just how life is.
Wow.
Wherever you from, that's where they.
Wow.
Because they can't believe it's you.
Right.
Right. That same kid, that was in class with you.
Yeah.
That
he was outrunning his ass.
When I was in school, I'm not gonna say. I don't think I won't consider myself as a bad kid. I see myself as I was learning.
Right.
The only time I got in trouble in school for talking.
No, you seem well rounded and grounded. You know what I'm saying, and you seem like you had a good upbringing. You know what I'm saying. You could hear it. You know what I'm saying. And we talk about that all the time on the show. Sometimes we get loose with the mouth, and we've been trying to change that perspective. And from us talking to you right now, you know what I mean, I could tell that you're a real intelligent dude. And we need more people to tap into that. You know what I'm saying? Tap into articulating what they want to say. Mm-hmm. And to add to that, what are you doing to protect your brand? You know what I mean, right now?
Protect my brand is being me, being who I am, being true to who I am. I'm not going to say I don't curse. Sometimes I'm not perfect.
Right.
But in my songs, I ensure that you don't hear no curse words.
Right.
I ensure that I don't put any, cuss words on any post that I have.
So it's super clean.
So super clean.
Walmart it is.
I stay clean. But what people forget, all this, what they call it, clout chasing, all this stuff that we do now, don't forget you got kids. Your kids going to see this later on in life. Yeah. And I don't want my son to see that. Right. I want my son to grow up to be the best he can be. I don't want him to live the life that I had. I want to have a better life than I did.
Or to say, Pops, how can you tell me not to do that and you did that?
And the best way to carry myself is to carry myself the same way how I was when I was in the Marine Corps.
True gentleman.
The same integrity that we have. I mean, the Marine Corps taught me a lot.
Yeah, right. It's funny you said that.
Honor and integrity.
I was going to ask you, that was my third question. How many years did you serve in the Marines? And how did you feel as a black man serving in the Marines? Because it's a lot of stigma in the hood, man. Mm-hmm. You know that, you going to the Army and Marines, but you went for a better thing. Can you explain to us the benefits and the negatives and how you felt as a black man in the Marines? I would like to know.
Well, I've been in the Marine Corps for 7 years. I was in there since I was 19.
Okay.
You said as far as being a black man, I mean, it's almost it depends on how. It depends. I mean, yeah, remember, like people come from everywhere, so you always got to be who you are. You know, I have people that love me, and it just depends on who you at. So you know, I would never bash the Marine Corps and bash where I came from. But I mean, I had a lot of coaches. Like coaches was mixed. It was actually great as far as learning different coaches.
As far as being
exposed,
exposed,
I was learning country.
As far as being exposed to different cultures,
it actually
different languages.
Open your eyes, because you said you seeing different races. You seeing Hispanic. You seeing people from California, Texas.
I had Mexicans, you had Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, blacks. You had,
but not even the interaction with the other Marines, soldier wise, but. I'm assuming you went overseas, so you had exposure to different cultures, being overseas.
Right. So going to Afghanistan, and you coming back, and you start to realize like we're privileged over here. In the United States.
we got it good.
You know, we actually very privileged. So when people see like, why you always smiling, why you always happy, like people are like, oh, he's just a goofy dude.
Nah, I don't live in a corrugated box.
You know what I'm saying? I do go
house made
past
out
the
of
10
out of
freeway.
clay.
I go see Santa Monica. It's okay to go over there. It's okay to go to Beverly Hills. So that's good that you went and see Afghanistan, because thank God you came back safely, because there's a lot of people that are injured. You know what I'm saying? You ain't mentally crazy. You know, so it's a lot. Like I said, there's a lot that comes with traumatic warfare per se.
Correct.
And it seemed like you have handled it really well. You know, they got movies out right now where post-traumatic and some of the shit that people go through, and they really losing it. And you seem like you went for a different cause.
Yes.
In the Marines.
Yeah. Like when I was a recruiter out here, when I recruited and I had people go in the Marine Corps, I tell people you gotta have a real reason of why you want to join. Don't join for the money. Don't join for the girls. Don't join for anything.
You was the guy at the high school trying to get me to take that ass back.
I didn't try. I actually did good. And my ratio was 1 in every 3 people I talked to. They got
That's
in.
right.
See, that's what I'm saying.
That's right. See, you mouthpiece.
God damn.
You see, and that's amazing. So, and I'm sorry, I don't want to get away from Mac's line of questioning, but it's amazing that you said that you 1 out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's a high number.
You've gone into entertainment.
Yep.
So that same skill set that you had of convincing individuals and being able to communicate with individuals, you're applying that now in an entertainment aspect and being able to not only just perform, but produce everything. And I mean a 360-degree level with it.
When I was a recruiter in the Marine Corps, we didn't have like somebody else doing our paperwork. You had to do everything. You had to go find the person. You had to recruit at the school. You had to talk to the guys. You had to do the bring them down to the MEPS to get qualified. I had to do everything. I had to be their big brother.
Right. You had to make it work.
Right. So you was kind of like, kind of spoon feeding or hand holding.
I had to take care of them.
Mentor.
But I actually,
but that's mentorship.
But and at the same time, I actually cared about them.
But that's mentor. That would be considered mentorship, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, they doing great now. I mean, their moms kind of scared at the beginning? Yes, but their moms love me now.
Yeah.
But look, everybody's scared to go to jail.
Nobody want to go to war.
You know what I'm saying? So, what jail or the military?
Nah, but ain't nobody trying to go to war though. You know what I'm saying?
But,
we were in situations.
But how I break it down?
You said Afghanistan, though.
Correct.
Right. I came out of high school in '92, so that was the original Desert Storm.
Correct.
Right, and so going to college, I had to apply with the Selective Service, and it was actually on the table at that time in '92 because nobody was really trying to volunteer to the point to where they went in with Desert Storm and they were really talking about even we might have to do a draft. Right. So it was a crazy point in time for me particularly. So that was something that you did voluntarily.
Correct.
In a different time after. Because you're definitely younger than me, so it was after Desert Storm. It might have been even after the second surge when they went in. But did you go in when it was when we were actively
it was still
engaged with Saddam Hussein and whatnot going on?
I was there during the Afghanistan time frame.
Yeah, okay. So was it was the other guy?
Because you had Direct Your Freedom, and then I came right after that.
Okay. So like I said, I did like I said, '92 was Desert Storm, and then it was another one was Iraqi Freedom. And then there was even another one after that, right?
And that's why I came in.
Okay.
Enduring Freedom.
Enduring Freedom. Got
Yep.
you. Got
Right.
you.
That's when I came in.
All right. Yeah. So you were actually there with boots on the ground.
Yeah, shouts out to you, man.
Yeah, I was a combat engineer. So pretty much my job was being. All right, let me break it down how when I came in, right?
This is interesting to me.
Yeah,
So
it
we
really
want you
is.
to
All
know
right,
we're very
I'm
interested
glued
in your
I'm glued to
participation.
my fucking seat 'cause I
And we
wanna know.
and before we go any further, we want to thank you for
your
your
service.
service.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because that means that some of us did not have to do that service.
Right.
We could sit here and focus on our business
appreciate
and
it,
our
man.
families. And so we want to let you
We
know,
salute you, dog.
as a black man, we thank you for your participation and your service, brother.
Right.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
From the deepest part of our heart.
Yeah, man. We needed to experience that, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, your story is real. Your story is not watered down. It's authentic.
Yeah, but getting
Correct.
back to your story, go ahead.
So, all right, when I came in, my recruiter, right? So he was great. I love my recruiter to this day because he changed my life. But after he had to step away, and then I had a new guy that came in to take his spot. Well, when it came down for me picking my jobs, they was like, hey, because I went to school for carpentry right before that. So I was like, you know what? They said they were offering combat engineer. They said, they do construction. So I was like, all right, great. I'm about to do construction. And then they said, when you're done, you get to blow it up. So I was like, great. I joined. I went to boot camp. And they was like, what's your MOS? My job. I said, yeah, I'm going to be a combat engineer.
Right.
They said, you better get used to this hiking. And I was thinking to myself, like, hiking? I was thinking to myself, like,
I'm thinking Army Corps engineer.
Yeah. I thought I was going to be building. Yeah, I thought I was going to be building. So after that, I went to Marine combat training. And that was in North Carolina. So I'm over there. And then I had another combat engineer there, too. He said the same thing. Get ready to start hiking. I'm like, what? Why does everybody keep saying hiking?
Why y'all keep talking about this hiking stuff?
Right.
And they said, you better start taking this training serious. I was like, okay. And then I went to my actual job school, and that's when, we was learning how to build, route reconnaissance, and, looking for IUDs. And then that's why I found out, depending on where you based at, that's what you're going to be doing. So you could be doing nothing but construction,
Right.
or you could be looking for IUDs.
Right.
Well, guess where I went? IUDs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I ended up going to that base. Not gonna lie, you kind of shaking. Yeah, I was a 19-year-old kid.
What?
Well, I just turned 20.
Listen,
So-
IUDs.
Man, that's serious.
There were. Man, I seen some of the pictures and some of the reports that came back with the IUDs and the Humvees, and some of the tanks where they had the individuals. They even had the point to where they had certain metals that would be able to absorb some of the impact of the IUDs, but it gave the soldiers cancer. And some of the metals that they were using to try to combat the IUDs because it was so bad with the sticky bombs and all that good stuff that was going on. So you were dealing with actually trying to find and diffuse some of that stuff?
I didn't diffuse, but I find it. We had EOD to diffuse it.
Okay, so you guys, your job was specifically to
I went to
find
school to
and
learn how to
identify.
put bombs on top of it
Right, if you
to
had
detonate.
to.
Yeah, but we had
Right.
EOD
Right.
to go
Their
actually-
job was to go in and actually diffuse, but you were to
actually find and locate it.
identify and
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
For my
Wow.
platoon, I was
That's dope.
That's
dope.
crazy,
You know what I'm saying?
bro. That's
Because
crazy.
It's a lot.
That's cool. That's
It's a lot of
some cool
people.
shit.
It's a lot of people that probably wouldn't have, took advantage of that opportunity.
Well, that's why
way cool, man.
That's why when people say you worry about being out here on the streets, no,
like,
You've
like, bro,
been in hell back
yeah, I know what to look for, and this ain't it.
you know, like
And you got to
I'd rather be shot than blown up, you know, and I say this every time. I'd rather be shot than sitting here looking for a bomb,
Right.
you know, because I mean,
You can't bring that back.
you know, you can lose a limb like that,
Right.
you know, very quick, and you
Right.
could bleed out very fast, you know. I mean, not to take away from people that have been shot,
Right.
but you know, getting blown up and have shrapnel in you,
Right.
that's a different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Not
a
even,
whole
not
nother,
even, not
that's
even
a whole
losing
nother
a limb.
psychological situation.
But shrapnel going in you and your abdomen, I mean, a piece of metal 4 or 5 inches, it's gonna tear you up, brother.
Yeah, it's
You
gonna
That's
know.
take
worse
you
than
all
a
the way
bullet.
out.
Because most people are fine getting shot as long as they go
Yeah.
clearly through.
Right.
But you know, as a bomb, you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what's
Listen,
going to happen to you.
And they put what projectiles also
And they really trying to hurt you,
Yeah.
you know, and it doesn't matter what age of the person it is, they trying to hurt you. But
so with an explosive, even if they put like nuts and bolts around it, those could be detrimental to somebody.
you can have a 5-pound bomb, which is called a toe, a little toe popper, right? So you can literally step on it, can literally blow up to your knee.
You said toe popper?
So it's just 5 pounds. So
Wow.
and that's hard to detect. That's probably one of the hardest one to detect.
But that'll destroy.
That'll do some good damage to
you. Yeah, you're pretty much immobilized.
If you smart, you'll know where your main veins at. So if that's gone, imagine, gotta put a tourniquet on, and
Right.
so that's why I appreciate my platoon, everybody I was with, and
Everybody took it serious.
everybody took it serious.
You went and came back with everything that you left.
Yes,
Right,
So
right.
that's why I still connect with them. I still love the Marine Corps.
It gotta be a hell of a bond though.
Yeah, it is a bond because
It's a brotherhood, right?
Lifelong.
to be in a platoon with people that came from like Oklahoma.
Right.
Man, I'm a city boy.
Yeah.
Right,
They
right.
gave me crap for being a city boy all the time.
Right.
Yeah, well,
right.
shit, man.
Being a city boy, and most people that I served with was mostly country.
Right.
But I that's all. I'll tell you, I'll be in there singing a country song and everything.
But,
Red Solo Cup.
Hey, but once
He was with
again,
Bubblegum Shrimp.
it's all about exposure. A lot of times, people know they fishbowl, right? If you
Correct.
grow up in Compton, you know Compton. If you grow up in LA, you know LA. If you
Right.
grow up in Detroit, you know Detroit. You know in Atlanta. Same thing with country. If you're in Kentucky or Alabama or Mississippi, you know your fishbowl.
Yeah.
The military gives individuals opportunity to be paired up with people that you would never be. It's ironic because I used to play golf, and golf pair you up. You show up at the golf course, it's just you and somebody else. They gonna pair you up with somebody you don't know.
Absolutely.
And after 3 or 4 hours of playing a full round of golf, you actually have met somebody. You know what I'm saying? You've talked about your kids. You've talked about what your experience in life, what you do for your job. You guys actually have gone so many steps further because you've been in, I'm not going to say foxholes because that's like World War II type shit, but you know what I'm saying? You've been in urban environments where you've had to depend on each other to get home.
It's a brotherhood and a sisterhood, because we have females also in there. So it's brotherhood and sisterhood. All of us, we all connected, and when you join, they break you down and to build you back up together. So they take all the individual of yourself, take it away. I mean, I had a hard time.
You did?
I had a hard time, and I'm not quite like I was perfect. I had a
It's
hard
amazing. We came in here talking about music and entertainment and production, but I'm sorry, I really do find your military history
very
intriguing.
interesting.
Because that's
Very interesting.
and that's not a route that I was taking when I was coming out of school. I was very Afrocentric. I came at a time with
Real
X-Clan
militant, and
and
just
Malcolm X, and
right.
I just didn't see me being a tool for the United States in no way, shape, form, and fashion.
I didn't even know I was going to join. That's the thing. I didn't even know.
Just fell on your lap.
I was actually male athlete of the year in my school. I thought I was gonna go play sports.
That part, right?
My coach was actually mad when she found out that I was going to the Marine Corps.
Wow.
But you already had made your mind up.
I mean,
and
mind
like I
up.
said, you probably wouldn't change it.
No,
now.
I would never change it.
You wouldn't change it now, whether you if you had a half-ass college career or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The route that you took was a like a monumental thing.
Yeah, they
like I
still
said-
take care of me. The brotherhood always going to be there.
Right.
It's almost like with the city you from.
Right.
It's always going to be there. You know
Yeah.
everybody.
And the Marines is always going to be there.
It's
for
always
you.
going to be there.
And so now I'm older, my responsibilities and who I am 20 years, 25 years later,
Right.
I think you were very mature in actually
Correct.
going that route.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I commend you.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, we talk about the entertainment. We're here for the Compton Edition, and we're for the upliftment of black business.
Right.
And Black Business Showcase. You've done it. You've paid your debt to society in a sense of putting your life on the line for freedoms.
Yeah.
You've come back And you, like you said, your attitude on life is great because you've seen people in adobe huts living, right, with a well for everybody in the little village to get their water off of, and we got running water, flushing toilets,
and we waste water.
You understand what I'm saying?
We waste a lot of shit.
True.
Like you said, it's a lot of stuff we don't take for granted, and so you've come home and you say, you know what? Not only can I take the pictures, but I'll film the video, I'll write the verses, I'll perform it, I'll edit it, I'll publish it, right?
I do every last thing. The only thing you do not see me do is hold the camera for myself, of course.
And if you could do that with one of those,
And if I could, I would.
That's what I'm talking about.
what I'm talking about.
I love
Justice.
your spirit, brother.
Hell yeah.
I love your spirit.
Hey, we're gonna move to the next question. And as I was going through your Instagram page, I see that you got a little son.
Correct.
How does your son and what has that experience changed your life?
Well, I had my son. when I was 25. So right now he's 3. He'd be 4.
Okay.
So
You're
yeah,
youngin'.
that's my boy. And
Yeah.
you always, if you see my page, you gonna see him most of the time.
Soccer with him, you know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
playing
That was
soccer
a
with
beautiful
him.
situation, man. I like how your fatherhood has exceeded your ego. And a lot of our fathers these days, you know what I'm saying, need to just tap into their kids. Whether you with the mother or not.
I rather me, raise my kid than the streets raise my kid.
Right. No excuses.
A lot of people they get themselves excuses. They rather hang out on the streets with the girls. They rather do everything else besides raise their kid.
Right.
They
They be raising somebody else's kid.
Yeah.
Actually.
They raise somebody else's kid just to get with that girl rather than raising your own
and
kid.
it doesn't make any sense. It's like, that child didn't ask to come here. He still needs, or she still needs a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 years for a child is the first important years of their life. The first 5.
Yeah.
Remember that.
A lot of people don't realize that, and I'm proud to be a father. I'm happy with my boy. I post it, and I'm not afraid to post it. A lot of times, these fathers, what we need to understand as fathers, we can't be afraid to show our kids love,
And affection.
and affection.
Absolutely.
We think it's gonna make them soft, but no, you teaching your kid how to love. And that's what's gonna make society better. People always wonder how we make it better. Well, you make it better from raising your own kid, because 15 years down the road, that's gonna be the society,
Right.
and that came from you.
Right.
Yeah.
You raised that kid.
I
know?
agree.
I agree.
Your children and sons to fathers. Sons need to be able to hug their fathers. They need to be able to go to their fathers. They need to be able to open up and express themselves with their fathers. I got a 5-year-old boy. He'll be 6 this year. I also have a 21-year-old boy, 22-year-old son. I'm sorry. Marshawn is 22. I have a 22-year-old son, a 21-year-old daughter, and also a 20-year-old daughter, Caprice.
That's grown, baby.
And a 5-year-old. So I have 3 adult children and 1 5-year-old.
Toddler.
And my wife and I really struggled when she got pregnant, but it wasn't a question. But the thing in my mind was, I'm gonna do it right this time.
Mm-hmm.
With the first 3, I was in the streets.
Yeah.
I was hustling.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of different things. With this one, I said, you know what? I'm gonna be for him what mine wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And it was very important that I raise him right, that he see me in here with this business, and because I was taught to go to college, get a job, be a slave for 30, 40 years and retire. Work for the county, the city, you know what I'm saying? That's what they taught you coming up out of the 70s. I don't want my son to do that. I want my son to be independent. For every dollar you make for somebody else, if you put that energy into yourself, you can make $7.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you worth $50,000 to that company, you might be worth $250,000 to your own business. And so to thine self be true and stick to yourself. When you feeling like it might be rough or tough or hard or it might be slow, be dedicated with yourself. and it's gonna be beneficial in the long run.
Right,
And
right.
so with any black business we showcase, we trying to get you out there. Justice
Yeah.
Productions, we gonna push
Man, we fuck
from
with you,
here
man.
on out.
Real talk.
As we deal with different companies and whatnot, if we see somebody that might
Building
benefit
relationships.
from your services,